Copy, Wadi. Yeah, as long as you guys just leave it connected up there, we'll work on getting you the feed here from the ground in the background. Farmer, you have 10 seconds to get out of the shot. Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Station is ready for the event.
Houston ACR, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Houston ACR. How do you hear me?
I have you loud and clear.
Please stand by for opening remarks.
Welcome everyone to this very special event where we're going to hear from Dr. Jessica Watkins, flying way up on the International Space Station. It's great to have her with us to address questions from the Caltech and JPL community because Jessica is one of us. She did her postdoc at Caltech and several internships at JPL, so she's really a part of our community, and it's so exciting to have her flying in space right now, breaking barriers up there. So let's hear now from Dr. Jessica Watkins as she answers your questions from up on the ISS.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Masigan, and I'm a WAVE student at Caltech. My question is, what is your advice for college students who dream of becoming astronauts? How can we best prepare ourselves to pursue that goal?
Hi, first of all, thank you so much for having me and listening in today. Super excited to be speaking with you all. That is a great question, and I would say to college students who are interested in this type of role, this type of career, find something that you're interested in. The one thing that all of my classmates and my crewmates have in common is that we don't have the same background. We all came from different experiences and different career paths that led us to this point. So there's no one single path that will get you here. So find something that you enjoy that gets you out of bed in the morning and pursue that. Find opportunities to pursue that. Find things like internships. Certainly for me, my internships like the ones I did at JPL and a couple of the other NASA centers were hugely important for me. And continue to find ways to pursue your goal.
Hello, Jessica. My name is Madeline Young, and I am with BEST. If you could go back in time and provide advice or encouragement to your young self, what would you say?
There's ultimately a lot of things I would probably say to my younger self, but I think one of them was something that I heard a lot growing up, especially from my parents and teachers and mentors, but something I'm not sure I fully believed until now, and that's that hard work really does pay off. There are very, very few circumstances where working your hardest, putting your all into something will be something that you regret, particularly if it is something that you are passionate about and something that you enjoy. So I would say to myself and also to other young people out there, just continue to put one foot in front of the other and work hard at whatever it is that you're doing.
Hi, my name is Sergio Parra, and I'm a graduate student at Caltech. My question is, how do you feel that your experience as a postdoctoral researcher at Caltech has uniquely prepared you for your selection and now active duty as a NASA astronaut?
Yeah, I think my experience, my time at Caltech really did help shape who I am as a researcher, as well as kind of enable me to be successful in this job and be a candidate for this role. I think one of the main things for me being at Caltech was being able to be in that environment where you're just immersed in kind of an academic world with experts in their fields, as well as being close by to JPL. For me, that meant access to internships and being able to experience more of the kind of operational world as well, and get to interact with engineers as well as the scientists in my department at Caltech. And that kind of confluence of worlds, working together with scientists and engineers, particularly for me, that looked like working on the Curiosity Mars rover, was where I had most intimate experience with that. But that kind of notion, I think, is one that I carry with me here on the ISS. The idea of being able to work on a team of people that all have different expertise and different skill sets that they bring to the table, and that all of those are necessary in order to accomplish the difficult things that we have set out for ourselves to accomplish. So I think really learning those lessons at Caltech and nearby JPL really helped me on my journey here, as well as during this mission.
Hi, Jessica. My name is Joey Jefferson with BEST and JPL, and I'm asking this question on behalf of ACW here at JPL. What was the most valuable thing you learned during the astronaut training program?
Yeah, the astronaut training program is very diverse. We study and learn about many different aspects of the International Space Station and all of the different activities that we'll be doing once we get up to the International Space Station. We do flight training, learning how to fly the T-38. We do extravehicular activity training, so spacewalk training, as well as learning all about the ISS systems. So once we get up here, we know how everything functions and are able to help participate if something starts misbehaving. And I think all of those things are obviously very important to being successful up here on our ISS mission. But I think the kind of overarching skill set of being able to work in multiple different environments and being able to apply kind of the operational mindset in any given circumstance. We work together with the ground to make sure that we are all on the same page and move forward with that plan on a daily basis. But of course, we always encounter things that we didn't expect. Hardware that isn't behaving the way that we expected it to, or even doing scientific research. Of course, there are days where we get results that we didn't quite expect. And so being able to think on our feet and be able to operate in those different environments and being able to change between those environments even within the course of a day. I think that type of mentality and ability was really what I carry with me the most of anything within my astronaut training.
I'm Leilani Rivera-Dotson. I'm Caltech staff, and my question is, during your training or experience traveling to Earth's orbit, has it piqued your interest in other research topics?
Yes, it has been a privilege to be able to put my hands in so many cookie jars, if you will, and get to experience so many different aspects of the different science that we do up here on the ISS, as well as the kind of engineering side, the hardware side, the technology side as well. So I've thoroughly enjoyed being able to get to be a student again and learn all about all of those different aspects. Certainly being up here on the ISS, for me, I think as a planetary geologist, and particularly one who studied Mars for most of my research, I have started to fall in love again with the moon. So looking out at our beautiful Earth, she's absolutely gorgeous, but the moon, for me, definitely steals the show. So I'm certainly excited about kind of the NASA's pursuit of the moon, and in our upcoming Artemis missions. We have the Artemis 1 launch in particular coming up the end of this month. So just super excited about the moon.
Hi, Jessica. Thank you for doing this. My name is Joey Jefferson from JPL with BEST, and I'm going to ask a question from Mujige Cooper. Perseverance is collecting samples for eventual return. What geological features are you excited for the rover and eventually humans to investigate?
Hi, Moo, first. Also, yes, I'm super excited about what Perseverance is doing on Mars, along with her older sister, Curiosity. I unfortunately have not had the time that I'd like to be able to follow Perseverance super closely in her recent journey, but I am super excited about the delta deposits that Perseverance is starting to climb up onto. I think is going to be really illuminating for us, hopefully give us some insight into the habitability of Mars and hopefully signs of ancient life as well. Those delta deposits will be the perfect place that if there are those signs there, that's where they will be. So I'm super excited about heading up there and then taking samples that we will, as was recently announced, part of the Mars sample return program, to bring them back and investigate them even further here on Earth, and then pave the way for humans to Mars as well. Super excited about getting boots on the ground on the surface in the next several years.
Hi, my name is Isabel Macias, and I'm a search student at Caltech. My question is, what aspects of your research in the asteroid surveying project, specifically thermophysical modeling, have you applied to your current mission?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that research that I was able to do for that summer, looking at near-Earth asteroids and doing some surveying of them, thermophysical modeling, as you mentioned. Unfortunately, I'm up here not able to do the research on kind of that level of detail as we were doing with the NEOWISE project. However, we are still very dependent on that research that is being conducted. Up here, we rely on a whole team of people on the ground who are looking out for objects, space debris, if you will. Hopefully nothing the size of an asteroid, but looking for anything that would be essentially micrometeorites, small pieces of debris. And that is for our safety here on the ISS. If we see that our trajectory is matching up with the trajectory of an particle like that, we can fire our thrusters and move ourselves out of the way to avoid collision. And so that type of work is extremely important to just our daily operations up here on the ISS. So that is a neat connection for me.
Hi, Jessica. My name is Joey Jefferson with the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and BEST, and this question is on behalf of ACW at JPL. In what ways is it beneficial to conduct science on the International Space Station, and what measurements or experiments are conducted there?
The really neat thing about doing science on the International Space Station is that we're able to utilize the microgravity environment up here on the ISS in order to conduct science in ways that we're not able to on the ground. On the ground, of course, we're governed by gravity, and essentially all that we know about how materials function, how cells function, etc., how even rocks function largely, is based on our understanding of how they function in gravity. So being able to pull them out of that environment allows us to see materials, see things in a new way that allows us to learn new things and understand things in a different way. We do lots of different types of science up here. We do material science, combustion science, looking at how materials behave in microgravity. Biological science, so looking at cells and tissue growth. In particular, we have a study up here looking at immune cells and how they age in microgravity. And then also looking at how that immune function changes post-flight and whether it recovers. We also are looking at human science. So, of course, then we become the test subjects. And we're looking into how long-duration spaceflight affects the human body and brain. And then, of course, near and dear to my heart and to many of yours is Earth and space science. One of my favorite experiments going on right now up here in that arena is EMIT, the Earth's Surface Mineral Dust Source Investigation, which I know some of you are very familiar with. And that is an external payload that is looking at the mineral composition of dust in the atmosphere and its effects on the Earth's environment and climate. So there is a lot that we can take advantage of the ISS's unique vantage point, both for Earth observations as well as for scientific observations on board.
My name is Kendall Smith. I'm an intern at JPL, and my question is, what new project on the space station may lead to the most impactful advancement in our lifetime?
That is hard to say for sure exactly the impact that a lot of the work that we are doing up here will have in the future. But there is certainly quite a bit of potential. So even each of the projects that I just mentioned, each of them have impacts to life on Earth and our understanding of how things are on Earth that could have these types of major advancements that you're talking about. So the immunosenescence project, where we're looking at immune cell aging on Earth, the application is that it can help us understand why immune cells age faster on Earth, and hopefully illuminate pathways to preventing that aging, as well as maybe even reversing that aging as we look at how these cells recover in post-flight. Thinking about the human research that we do up here that has huge applications for looking into the future. So essentially we get to use the ISS as a test bed for future flight as we look to go further and further into the solar system, which will certainly be a huge advancement for us as humans. So there are certainly many ways where we can use the ISS and what we are doing up here to make life better back on Earth.
Hello, Jessica. My name is Madeline Young, and I am with BEST. What advice would you provide to Black women who are interested in entering the field of aerospace?
To any Black women interested in entering a STEM field or aerospace in general, I would certainly say welcome, come aboard. We need you, we want you. Certainly, I think diversity is what makes us great. And I think the ISS is actually a great example of that. We are my crewmates and I are just a small part of a huge team of people on the ground. We have engineers, scientists, operators, management folks. We have so many people on the ground that help support this operation day in and day out. And without those people that bring all different kinds of experiences and skill sets to the table, none of this would be possible. And so I think diversity is what allows us to be great. So I'd certainly encourage any Black women who are interested to pursue a career in this field. And I would also add, in terms of a piece of advice, to get mentors, seek out mentors, and allow them to support you. Certainly for me, that was crucial along my pathway. Just having people who are there to support you and encourage you along the way, help find opportunities for you. That is definitely something that was instrumental in my success.
Thank you to everyone at Caltech and JPL for submitting your questions. Thanks to Dr. Jessica Watkins for answering those questions and for inspiring us all. It's so amazing that we get to spend time listening to one of our own up on the space station. Thanks to everyone for being with us today.
Thank you so much to everybody for your time. It was great speaking with you today.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes our event.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.